Thank you for tuning in to Sundays at the Square. I am your host, Toni Ringgold, and I am having a wonderful day today. I am sitting with some folks that I've had a chance to get to know over a period of time. Some I've been knowing for a very long time, and some I've met over the last couple of years. And when I tell you, we are excited about what's going on in Temple, Texas. So I want to give a special shout out to everyone who has supported all of the community endeavors and all of the guests that have been on Sundays at the Square. I want to give a shout out to all my past guests and let you know that we are really doing things in Central Texas. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guests today, my friends, and this is the staff of Camp Aamp'd. Woo! So, as many of you know, I always talk about Camp Aamp'd on the radio show, and this is our third year, and it has just been a blast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out the way, and I am going to allow our founder, Mr. Jamel Houston, to come in and talk a little bit about Camp Aamp'd and what it is.
What's up, everybody? So Camp Aamp'd is a performing arts summer camp, 1 week long, just intensive, right here, held in Temple, Texas at the Cultural Activities Center. And we are in our third year.
Yes.
Third year. And we offer classes. This year, we've offered classes in voice taught by Miss Toni Ringgold. Piano taught by myself. We have songwriting 101, hip hop 101, which is originally taught by our instructor, Ahmad Dawson from Los Angeles. And this year, we've got Alex Alafa teaching, and then we also have Mr. Justin Arrington teaching hip-hop and contemporary dance all the way from Los Angeles, and other classes like art,
taught by Miss Lakeisha Banks.
Miss Keisha Banks.
Yes.
Acting, we didn't get to have acting this year, but acting was one that's usually offered, as well as digital art. So we doing things, you know.
Yes.
Okay, fun.
And so let's talk about how the idea of Camp Aamp'd got started, because a lot of people ask.
So Camp Aamp'd started, Toni and I was sitting in the living room. Literally. We were talking about, you know, just the idea of bringing or offering something like this to young people, especially in this area, because, you know, unfortunately, you don't have a whole lot of opportunities for young people to come and to express themselves, and just a platform like Aamp'd. So literally, it started in that living room with a discussion between she and I, and 3 years later, it's still going strong. We still hanging in there. Bigger and better every year, right?
Yes. And, you know, this is the thing that really sticks out to me. You know, for all of our listeners out there, you know, you have your parents and you have your loved ones that support you, but there's always that one teacher or that one person that comes in your life that helps to shape your life. One of the reasons why Camp Aamp'd is so important to me is because I was blessed to have a really good music teacher. Her name was Lisa Alexander Jenkins, and she taught me when I was in middle school, and she also taught me in high school. And she now resides in Dallas, but she poured into me, and she told me at an early age, she said, you know, music can pay bills for you. And she said, you know, you could get a scholarship for music if you really wanted to. And I started off later. I got married early, and I had my 2 sons, and literally I saw an audition for Temple College. Wow. And at that time, I didn't have enough confidence to go for a university because I did not know how to read music, and I felt like I wasn't ready. But what I did do is I did go and audition, and it gave me a full ride on the spot. And if it wasn't for her putting in that voice, in that little voice, even as an adult, still rang in my head to say, you know what? I can do it. And so now here I am doing what I love every day, owning a music academy, doing music all the time, performing. And so I felt like with us, especially with you, you're kind of like the hometown hero. Every time you come home, people are you got to kind of hide out. People try to grab a hold to you because you're one of the people that made it. So to see you come back here, you can be anywhere around the world, literally. and to see you take the time and just come and to spend that week with the kids. I just really want to thank you. Like, if nobody has thanked you for it, I really want to thank you, because you know, it's a lot of kids that they don't get to see that every day.
Yes.
And to actually say, okay, no, I'm telling you this, and like I'm actually living a life. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So, all right,
Awesome.
I'm off my soapbox.
Preach, Toni.
Yes, I am. But I just want to tell you that for the world to hear. Like, I'm
love
so thankful for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about Jamel for a second. You were born and raised here in Temple. See, I'm not. I'm from Austin. So tell me what it was like being born and raised and coming up in this town and going into music and stuff like that.
Well, you know, in Temple, everybody know everybody. But you know, in all actuality, it wasn't that bad. It's Temple is a very like, at least when I was here, close-knit community, very supportive. And so that's one of the things that has kept me, is that, you know, every time I'm able to come back home, sorry guys, we had a blooper here. When I come back home, or even when I'm not at home, when I'm out doing what I do, the support is still tremendous. And that's what I love about this community is, you know, if they for you, they for you. And so that's, you know, Temple is amazing.
Yes. And so, okay, your musical journey. When did you start getting into music? When did you start playing and all of that?
I actually started playing, you know, just kind of playing by ear on my grandparents' piano in the den, and that was just as a little toddler. And then so they put me in lessons about 5 or 6 maybe, when they saw, you know, that I was picking up on the piano. And from there, literally just kind of took off. Started with classical, and of course played in church. We all do that. We don't have a choice. So played in church from a very early age. And so then in school, I ended up discovering my love for jazz. Playing in middle school and high school jazz bands there at Temple High School with the Highlighters, and we were all over the world playing in New York City and all with them. So, and then from there to go on to Temple College, and they really cultivated the gift.
Shout out to Dr. Iram.
Oh man, Dr. Iram.
Dr. Mason.
Mr. Fairley. I mean,
yes, Mr. Fairley.
All the entire staff there. Just Mr. Medina, over at Temple High School, with of course Mr. Brent Caldwell, John McPhail. Those guys really, really took time and poured into us, and so you know, it was. I think I received. I tell people all the time, I didn't go to a major music university or conservatory, but I feel like the music program right here in Temple at Temple College is just as good.
It really is,
if not better.
And I tell people that all the time. Like even some of my students that want to get into going to school for music, I tell them to start at Temple College, because what you get there, I had the pleasure of going there as well, and what you get there is, I'm telling y'all, this is somebody that could not read a lick of music.
Man.
How many sharps and flats are in the key of C? That was me, okay? Like, I didn't know nothing at all. And they had such a small classroom that you were able to get a lot of one-on-one, and it really, really helped. So shout out to Temple College.
Oh, yeah.
And also, just for you guys to know, Temple College has partnered with Central Texas A&M University, and they are now offering a music degree. So you can actually get a full bachelor's degree from TC now. So just, you know, FYI for those who are really interested in pursuing music.
Excellent. That's good.
Okay, so now you came up, you're doing your thing, you're playing piano, you're singing, teaching, and all of that. I feel like a lot of the really good musicians always come out of church. Yes. And I feel like you get some of the best chops in church, because you're constantly doing it. If you ain't right, they're gonna tell you off. Yes. And it's just like, you know, you get like you really develop your skills there.
Oh yes. And it's funny because it just in this industry, you'll realize that a lot of the artists that you listen to every day, they know where to go find the musicians right there in the church. Like that, I mean, for real, the church is such a breeding ground for amazing talent. Like, and just, you know, you can go to your local church on any given Sunday or Wednesday and hear just some amazing talent and be like, well, what you doing here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to LA, and now we're going to start talking about some of these amazing people that you have met while in LA. One or two of them actually are sitting here right now. So tell me about the LA experience coming from Temple. And if you're just tuned in, you're tuned in to Sundays at the Square. I'm your host, Toni Ringo. Today I'm sitting down with the staff of Camp Aamp'd.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop. And I'm really excited to have each and every one of them here. I'm talking specifically to Mr. Jamel Houston, a.k.a. Jamel Zamar, and we are talking about all of the different aspects of music and how he came up. And now we're starting to talk about his journey to L.A. And I love when you came back in 2013 and you had the journey. I'm still waiting on that to come out. Hint, hint, by the way. There's a song that he has called Be All Right, and I sing it all the time to myself to encourage myself. I'm telling you, this man's hands are anointed. But anyway, we're not going to keep going there. Let's just talk about from Temple to LA and how you got there.
Man, so it was definitely a transition, but LA, I knew I was supposed to be there. And so when I got there, I literally, my cousin, Greg McBride, we both loaded up the Jeep, drove out there, and literally it's like as soon as we were pulling in to the city, I just felt that peace within. Like I felt like I was home, like I had been there all the time. And so it was a bit scary at first, but not so much because I felt at home. But I ended up attending Musicians Institute there in Hollywood, and that kind of set the foundation. And once I finished there, I stuck around and just, you know, the doors began to open. I will say it's not easy. LA, the transition is not always easy because it's such a different place and it's very competitive and you have a lot. I mean, you know, you hear us say everybody's somebody.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, if it's for you, it's for you. So for me, it just seemed to work out and to, you know, I was able to connect with the right people, and now here I am, 6 years later, been there 6 years now, so 6 years later, being able to do what I love and to be able to travel the world and play music. Right now I'm currently keyboardist for a pop artist, Australian pop artist, Conrad Sewell.
Big stuff. And you were on, where did we see you? I'm over there acting like a fool on live. A fool. I went back, I said, Toni. And I didn't even care.
Over there acting up.
Yes.
Who is that?
A fool. Do you hear me? Where did I act a fool though?
Jimmy Fallon. Debut TV performance was Jimmy Fallon, and then the next morning, Good Morning America. Then we taped on the Audience Network. Then we did some award shows over in Australia. Just kind of a little bit of everything.
You see how he just started saying, y'all see that on live? And we just did Good Morning America and just Jimmy.
Listen.
Like, come on, man.
You know, that's the norm for us.
Yes, you better come with the norm.
We're great. Come on.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's segue to my first guest I want to talk to.
Yes.
Mr. Justin Arrington.
Justin Arrington.
How did y'all hook up?
Yo, so I met Justin. Me and Justin go way back to Oral Roberts University.
Yes.
Wow, y'all met in college.
Yeah, so that's where we both did our undergrad. That's where I met him. And of course, we reconnected when he moved out to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Justin is an amazing artist and dancer and just all of that. The man just literally gets back from touring Brazil and
through.
still makes time to come and give a week of his time to
All
these
for the
kids in
Yes,
Temple,
yes.
Texas.
Yes.
So, Justin Arrington, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. What's up, Temple? What's up?
Wow. Okay, so tell me. Okay, now I got Jamel's story. I want to hear a
Yeah.
little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about
OMG.
yourself.
So, I am from Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
Yes. So the
Southern.
the dirty South. Yes. So I actually grew up in a family. My mom was a gospel recording artist. My dad is a pastor. So I had that solid foundation. You know, so my mom stayed on me with music. I was very shy as a kid, so getting me to sing or dance in front of people was like a no, like that's not gonna happen. So you know, they
When
just
did it really?
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
When did the turning point happen?
I didn't start performing live until I was 15, like singing live.
Oh, wow.
15 years old. It took that long.
Wow. I would have
Yeah.
thought that you were doing it
No.
since like 2 or something.
See, I was doing it since I was like 6, though. I was dancing and singing in the bathroom all the time with my brother when I was young. So it wasn't really foreign when I actually hit a stage. So, yeah, for those shy people out there, man, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. There is hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I started, and I started in a Christian group, Christian pop group. Me and my brother, we toured with the, a ministry called The Basement. So we did that for like 2 to 3 years. That was awesome, a dream to travel around and do arenas and all these big concerts and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
That's what's up.
yeah, shout out to Matt Pitt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he believed in us. And from then on, I transitioned to do pop music. And so the last 2 to 3 years, I've been working on that. And I felt like I should be in LA just because of the vibe. And I met this guy. He talked to me. He was from LA. And he said, I think you should be out there. So I've been out there for about, what, 2.5 years now. And it's been a blessing. I actually was... within my first year, I worked with a record label called the 922 Music Group. So that was an awesome experience. I recorded a lot of music with them. Like as soon as I got to LA, it's just like I got there and recorded like for the first year. I recorded like 40 songs. So it was a blessing. So now, yeah, I'm still doing my thing. I'm working on my first EP.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yes. Working on my first pop EP. So that's going to be about 7 songs. We working hard. When I get back to LA, I was just talking to some friends. Man, we have so much work to do. But yeah, it's been a blessing. I just came from Brasilia. Oh my goodness, I love that place. Opportunities are opening up out there too, but the people show so much love. But yeah, so Jamel has been like a super support when I moved to LA. Like, you don't understand. Like, when I got there, him,
You my brother.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they just took me in, was like, hey, whatever you need, like, invited me to different
He's
industry
like
parties.
that.
Yeah, like, it was just like at home. And even people I've met at these different events and stuff like that was awesome. So, Jamel has been a big support to a lot of people. So it's just a blessing to be able to come back and give back and teach dance here in Temple. And I love the people in Temple. All the kids, they just wow because I'm wild, you know. So I love it.
Well, you know what? Hold that thought. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.